There's a lot of data out there for the H-1Bs. Some good, some bad, some great, and some not so great. And, the average person, that just wants to find out why you can't find a job. You're not really interested in the accuracy of the data. But somebody like myself's been digging into it for 23, 24 years. I want to know what's right and what's wrong because you never know. One of these days I might get invited up to be asked some questions by Congress or somebody about this stuff. And I want to make sure that we have the accurate data. That's why I always spend so much time on it. Now, most of us know that'll never happen because I'm not the type of person you put on speakerphone. So anyway, I wanted to show you this today. Let's turn off this little thing here. By the way, as you can tell, it would help us a lot if you could like, share, subscribe, and if you can afford it, donate. You can find my information. That V. Beersel is on Twitter and on YouTube. Most of the information you can find on me is on Twitter, or you can go to Guest Worker Visas too. That's the best place. Now let's turn this off, right there like that, and let's cut this over here. And I'm not going to name no names. You can probably figure out which one it is. But we're looking up at a firm, and we're looking up in Amazon. As you can see here, their search returned 7,842 results. And it breaks those 7,842 down by Amazon Comm Services, Amazon Web Services, Amazon Development Center, Amazon Data Services, and Amazon Advertising. And it's important they do that. Because they didn't used to. A lot of these companies, they edit their data. That's something I refuse to do at Guest Worker Visas. What the Department of Labor releases, that's what we use. We don't change a thing. Because I want you to understand that there's a lot of garbage in here. To me, that's important. So anyway, we've got this one here that shows that we have about 7,842 companies. Then we got this one here. And as you can see, I changed their selector from it's only looking at 2026 data. They show 7,713 H-1B applications. And they show the top states. But what about the bottom states? Stuff like that. This is all type of information that I try to show you on mine. This is not mine. This is just one that probably wins the prettiest looking one. But I don't think it would win the most accurate one. And then we go over to my system. I give you a choice. As you can see, Amazon Services has 7,657 records. Altogether, there's probably 8,000 or 9,000 records here. Probably close to 9,000, almost 10,000 records for Amazon underneath all these different companies. And there's a reason I'm bringing this up. Because I want you to understand all this stuff. Let's go see if I can find the original deal here. Yeah, right here. Let's pull this up where you can see it. And we're going to choose this Amazon Comm Services LLC, 7,657 records. And it'll bring it up. It takes a little bit because there is a lot of records to gather. And it'll pull them up here. First thing it does is it shows you the data. And you can export these rows into a spreadsheet if you want to mess with it yourself. Secondly, I show you a map. I don't want you to worry about the top 5 states or the bottom 5 states. I want you to be able to see at a glance what's out there. And if you see one you're curious about, you can click on it and it'll pull it up. I want you to be able to see this stuff. We don't hide anything. Top 15 employers, you notice they got 2 different spellings here. Same exact name, but this one here is all caps, and this one here a mixture upper and lowercase. The majority, 4,854 applications, are for this or that. But there's 146, it looks like, that are all caps. But we break it down so you can see it. The type of job titles we show you here. Software development engineers, 2. We show you how much dollars this is costing you in lost revenue and lost jobs. Those 7,000, 8,000 H-1B applications they filed are to take 32,803 applications, jobs. And it's because many of them are filed maybe in 10, 20, or 100 workers needed, that type of stuff. And it's going to cost American workers almost $5 billion at an average job of $150,000 dollars per job. And we break it down. We show you what wage levels they are. For those that don't know, level 1 and level 2 are entry-level jobs. These are jobs Americans could easily be doing fresh out of college or fresh out of high school. Almost 16,000, 17,000 of them are entry-level out of all those jobs they want to fill. Pitiful, ain't it? And there again, well, this is probably redundant here, but we show you a separate view of that same chart we had up there a while ago. And something nobody ever uses, but we give you the ability to add your comments here. If you would only add your comments, over time we'd build a history. In other words, if you find a story or you have a story about Amazon doing this or Amazon doing that, and you'd add your comment here, over time everybody's going to see your comments. Makes a big difference. Now, another thing I'm thinking about adding here is a separate deal, kind of like this right here, showing all the H-1B approvals and denials they have. I've resisted doing this in the past because a lot of times the spelling is different. Like it might say Amazon Comm Services and leave off the LLC. Well, how do you match them? Well, I think I've figured out a way. We're going to try that soon. But enough of this video. I just want to show you that there is a difference in your data suppliers. Some of them look pretty. I'll give them credit for that. A lot of the majority of stuff there is all AI generated. I'll give them credit for that. This one that I showed you all ago has a lot of advertising on it. And I've thought about going to the advertising. I've even tried it in the past. But golly, it makes it hard to find everything and hides everything. Sure, I might take $1 or $2 off it, but I don't think it, to me right now, it's not worth adding advertising, even though it would help me out financially. I'd be curious to see what you think. Are you willing to wade through all these ads, or you prefer to see it without the ads? Anyway, those that want to support me, as you can see, I'm known by Virgil the Jobs Guy because my Senate race. One of the ladies that has lost her job to H-1Bs gave me that nickname. I'm seriously thinking about running again, not this time for the Senate, but maybe for president. I know I don't stand a chance, but somebody out there's got to be asking a question that people like Trump and all these other J.D. Vance and Gavin Newsom and all these chumps won't ask. Somebody's got to bring America back together. I know some of you guys say Democrats are all bad, and other ones say Republicans are all bad. Folks, we all have common ground. We just got to find it. Nobody's asking those questions. But enough of this. I'm going to try and keep these videos short because that seems to be what people want to see. And if you have any questions, you see how to contact me here. I'll try to remember to modify this and add my email address on there too. Make it easier for you. Thank you.